Now what we're going to do is we're going to glue the legs in so they stay where they're supposed to go. Now you can see here, I've made something I call the cheer template for the legs. Now, I did some measurements here, and I'm going to add this to the pattern so that you can put the legs onto the chair and glue them, and then place them in this, and you'll get relatively the same placement of legs. That does mean you can only glue one at a time, but if you if you get the dollar store paper covered foam core board, you'll have enough of it that you can cut up like 3 of these pieces and just put them out, make the little template, and then just have them dry. And again, it's not necessary, but I felt as though I needed to add this to make sure that if you want your legs to all match up, they would, if that makes any sense. I don't particularly mind when mine don't match up. Strange that I don't. So let's try this one first. And I went and made sure that the legs were all about the same length, so when I'm pressing down on it, it's not teeter-tottering back and forth. And one of the ways that I do that is I'll get all the pieces that I've cut and I'll line them up against a hard edge, and then just start matching between. These 4 look closer together, these 4. That's one of the reasons I cut a few more than I really need, 3 or 4 more than I really need, because that way I have some to pick and choose from. So I'm going to put these legs over here. Now, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to use wood glue for this. Now, not everybody will have the wood glue. The tacky glue will work just perfectly well. And if you don't have wood glue, because remember I recommended the Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue. This is the stuff that I like to use. And I'm going to grab a little piece of cardboard down here real quick, because I don't want to wipe this all over my hand, because that's really gross and my skin doesn't like it very much. So I'm just going to put a little bit right here and then close it up. I'm really careful about that because I don't want this little part to dry inside there. If it dries on the top, you can pick it off, but otherwise it's just going to be an absolute mess. So I'm going to come in here with a little glue stick. I'm going to pull these out, and you notice I'm kind of laying them. This is the order that they're going in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to get some glue, and I've got a nice amount of it on there. And I'm going to put it inside the hole and kind of smear it around. Now, the thing with this wood glue is that it really, once it like meets cardboard or carton board, because I was putting together some stuff with that's coming up for next month's stuff, the hutch, and I was doing some tests. Man, this wood glue on chipboard or bookboard, that grabs hold and does not let go. Like, you put it down, count to 3, and it is stuck. Good luck removing it. You have no time to reposition. Absolutely none. Now you notice I'm concentrating on getting it into the little holes, but also you're gonna want to get some right here on this little edge where it's right next to, and I'm not putting a ton because it's wood glue. It's really strong glue. It's gonna hold really well. I'm gonna add some more right there. So there's glue in the hole, and then there's a little bit right there. So I'm going to put this back down, and I'm going to pick up my leg and put it in. Okay. Now, the one thing about wood glue that can sometimes be a bit peevish is that, can you see this big bubble of it? You don't want that to be seen. And I'm going to wipe this on myself because I'm a pig. Wipe that off. I'm coming in with a little scrap of it. I just call these my little glue sticks. I come in and I get rid of that because I don't want that to show. It will dry in kind of a concrete nugget that you will never be able to get rid of without like ripping the paper. Okay. And I'm carefully, wow, the birds are really singing. The light has not been very good. I have another light on in here, and I just noticed how much the birds were singing because it finally stopped raining. Okay, I've made sure I've wiped all the glue out, and if you want to use the little jig, that's what they call these, press it into the jig and position it so that it's even. I suppose I should put something a little harder on the bottom here so that it's even. If you want, you might build this a little thicker too, like two layers thick. This will hold the legs in this position until they dry. Now, the cardboard one is absolutely no different, except for the fact that you're working with, you've got like a how do I put it? You've already got this little area that you've carved out in here on the corners. Okay, let me get it back in here. And because this is, I'm putting this in, it's meeting, the glue is touching a surface like a cardboard or a chipboard, you need to move a little quicker. Which I don't think, I'm one of those people that's got like everything ready before I start, because I hate being in the middle of something and it's like, oh God, where did this tool go? And that also means that when I am making things and working on things, it's like, okay, I'm done with this paper part. All of my paper tools go away. And now I can move on to these other tools. And again, I'm going to hold these, pop this in. You saw that glue just go squirting right out of there. Okay. Oh wow, that one really squirted. Can you see the little bubbles? Okay, and I'm gonna try to not be a pig and wipe these on something that isn't my own, tender skin. And no, the bruise was not related to me putting glue on my skin, which is certainly not healthy. Please don't do that. Do not follow my example. It was really hard when I was teaching art. I would sometimes do things that I explicitly told students not to do because it was either sloppy or dangerous or gross. And sometimes the kids would catch me and things. And I would say, I'm going to do something I don't want you to do and I don't normally do because I don't have any other option right now. Now you can see here, that one leg. Woo! Woo, doggies. Look how crooked that is. I'm going to straighten it up. I'm going to look again. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to set it down and I'm going to give it a press. And I want you to see something. I'm gonna, oh wow, my camera skills really suck. I'm gonna kind of look at it. Now, if you have a mat like this, you can also, not dump everything upside down, you can also use it to your advantage. These are about 3 millimeters apart. So I'm gonna put those there. I'm gonna look at the back. And the back looks pretty kind of okay, except for this one leg. Sorry, this is just going to have to be crooked for a second. I'm going to put that out a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to wait for the glue to take hold. And if I had another one of these built, I would have put it in that. In fact, I'm going to pull that one out. I generally wait until these are about at least an hour dry before I start messing with them again. And by messing with them, I mean adding the backs onto them. So you can see we're like almost there. We're like 80% there for putting these together. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to attach the backs to the chairs. Backs to the chairs. I'll set you back down. Plus, with the cardboard one, remember we couldn't go through it, so I had to carve a different little piece. I'm going to show you how we're going to glue those on, and then how to make the holes in the back of the chairs. Dainty right here. The holes here, and how to glue them in. Because once that's done, and these are dried for at least 24 hours, then we can start adding on the stretchers on the bottoms of the chairs, and that's going to be working with toothpicks. So I'm gonna finish up all these little legs. I'm on the chairs. I'm going to let them dry, and the next thing I'm going to do tomorrow is shoot videos showing you how to make the different kinds of stretchers on the chairs.